I'll let this on, switch over to talking, and hello everyone. Don't forget to say hi. That in the chat. But yeah. Oh hey, the text chat, or not the text chat, the on-stream chat seems to be working, so that's nice.
At least for the moment.
Exactly. I don't think I've asked how you're doing, Mama, at least not on stream yet. So how are you doing, Mama?
I'm doing all right. How you doing?
I'm tired, and I feel like it's a bit more obvious than I, the try to make it. Um, oh man. One day I will be able to figure out my sleep schedule. But yeah. I woke up at 6 this morning, actually a little bit earlier. And I didn't even take a nap today. So I am tired.
Woo!
Well, if I woke up just before 6, that's not even, that's 14 hours. That's less than a normal day. My. Yeah, 6 plus 12 would be 16. Well, I guess it's 20, so that would be, no, 6 plus 12 is 18. My inability to do math does not bode well for Sudoku. Hopefully we
8
don't do
hours
it.
of sleep. 8 hours of sleep equates to 16 hours of awake.
Yeah.
In a 24-hour. So.
I was trying to calculate for like how long it's been since 6 a.m. this morning, which is 14 hours because 20 minus 6 is 14. For some reason, trying to go from 6 to 20 with addition was a bit more difficult than with subtraction. So I don't know. We'll figure it out eventually. But yeah. I guess now's a good time to mention stream announcement type stuff. Reminding people to like, comment, subscribe. And then there's a notification bell you're supposed to ring, and then you need to share the video with everyone. Everyone. Like, the people you don't know, share the video with them too. They need to know about Sudoku. Other than that, I'm gonna try and play more Horizon Zero Dawn, see if I can finish that. I've been playing through the DLC of that recently. So recently that it was literal minutes before we started the Sudoku stream. And then there should be more Project Zomboid this weekend, Thursday and Friday nights after midnight. Other than that, I think it's Sudoku time. Unless you think it's otherwise. I need to find that button there.
Well, it's not Sudoku, it's Akari, or whatever it is.
That is true. And I just noticed this Akari is not centered. I wonder if that was a problem last time. I'll just have to mess with the adjustments here. But you know what? We'll just do it live. So let's figure out how to adjust this. So this is going to need to be moved. So we can probably, if I hold Alt, and then Alt. Looks fine. Transition that over. Now everyone can see the whole puzzle. I'm gonna have to go. Well, it's too late now to go back and and say fix the puzzle from last week.
Yesterday.
So yeah.
Yesterday.
You would think I would know. Whatever. My brain is gone. It's
It was only
not
22
there.
hours ago.
Yeah. All right.
But you
Well,
slept since then.
yeah, I have
At least
slept
in
since
theory.
then. And I mean, I woke up without an alarm, even. So, it was less than 8 hours of sleep. So that's probably problematic. But I didn't try to wake up that early. It was nap time, so I went to bed. Anyway, let's do this puzzle. So this is Akari, which I think can sometimes be known as well, I don't remember what the other name for Akari is, but essentially what we're going to be putting in the grid
Brave
are
Badgers is called Light Up.
yeah, okay, so light up. We're putting lights in the puzzle, trying to light up the whole grid wherever there is a
digit?
No, not a digit. We're trying to light up all of the squares where there isn't a number or a black square. So any of these checkerboarded squares. Say again, Mama.
Corridors?
Yeah, we can light up the corridors. That's a good name for it. Then the numbers indicate how many lights are adjacent to the numbers. So this 1 means that one of the 4 orthogonal spaces. It doesn't care about the diagonals. One of the 4 orthogonal. I guess there's a rules button. I can just click the button. Place some red, green, blue lights to illuminate every tile. Clues count orthogonally adjacent lights. Magenta, cyan, and yellow tiles must be illuminated by the corresponding light combination. All tiles must be illuminated. Lights may not shine light on another. Numbers count orthogonally adjacent light bulbs. Each target must be illuminated by the corresponding lights, possibly directly on top. No target may be illuminated by a color that wasn't indicated. Magenta targets, blue-red, must be illuminated by 1 red and 1 blue. Cyan is green and blue, and yellow is red and green. But yeah. Alright, with that being said, I'm actually going to hit the refresh button, just so if the timer has started, it is reset now. And we're going to go ahead and start by placing some X's around the zeros. And I know that this red can't have one on it. And last time we learned that, or I don't know if it's learned is the right term, but identified that you cannot put you can't put a light on a 2-color space, on the yellow, cyan, or magenta spaces, because then they have to have 2 lights shining on them, and if
you put a light directly on one, then another one has to shine a light on a light, which is not allowed.
Exactly. That was what I was trying to say. I don't know why I struggled with that so much.
Because you're sleepy.
Usually my brain's not this bad at the beginning. But I don't know. Alright, we know we have to do green in this line somewhere. And I would imagine that it has to be here. That way it lights up the yellow up there. But it does, I guess it doesn't have to be. We know that red has to be in this column. Which means that we're going to have blue in this row. You can't put it there.
Or the first cell.
Right.
Because it sees...
Now, I imagine that means it's going to go there. But I don't know.
Now, for the bottom of the second column,
Yeah.
if the blue is in the vertical, then it has to go directly below the 1.
Because it can't conflict with the 2 yellows.
Right, but if it's red, it can be any of the 3. Which is less than helpful. Now, okay, if the vertical is blue, oh no, that wouldn't make a difference because that red green in column 1
Okay. Can I put a light in either of these 2 squares? That answer is no. Because this magenta here because its column has to be red because of the yellow above it, its row must be blue. And you can't
Right.
put a blue here above the yellow because blue isn't a component of yellow. And the same thing's true for the vertical component of this cyan. Cyan is green and yellow is green. So the yellow and the cyan force green into the row, but the vertical column component must be blue, and that can't be placed next to yellow. So then, where do I place the lights for yellow? Well, they have to go here and here in order to be filled in. And
Right, because
so,
neither one of them can touch blue.
exactly.
And then that's the only one for that one. So it's got X's around the one.
Right. For both of these ones.
Right. Now in row 3, you can't have a green light in that gray stripe. That needs to go
Right.
away.
And the red here. Okay. Where is this blue's light? Well, it's not here. In fact, that can't be a light at all, because it would have to be red or green, and simultaneously blue. So that doesn't work. And then, it can't be placed here for the blue, because we know it had to be here, because we couldn't place it in either of those positions. Oh, why didn't those get... Oh, then that got both. Anywho, green, you couldn't do yellow and blue at the same time, that would break. You can't do it there either, because that would break. So now this blue, it can only be in one of two positions. And I have a strong feeling that it will be up here. The reason being is the only reason to place it on top of the blue would be to get this light, but I already know that I need something to cover that for the yellow. But that doesn't guarantee that a blue is placed here.
Okay, in the third row from the bottom,
This one, okay.
there's a yellow,
Mm-hmm.
and it has to have two lights, one coming from above and one coming from the left.
Right.
Well, there's only
Oh,
one
so...
spot to put the one from above.
And that's red or
So
green
basically,
now.
any place that's grayed that we know doesn't have a light in it. So now that red to the left of that goes away. Can be X'd out.
Yeah.
Oh, the the magenta in the bottom row
Uh-huh.
has to
Oh,
have one in the vertical and one in the horizontal.
we've
And
already got the...
it can't have blue. Yeah, so that has to be red.
So then
And then
this
the
one up here
blue,
is green.
yeah, and the blue for the bottom is there.
And then we're looking for red in this row. But it can't be here because then that would
Because it sees
conflict with blue. So red's there,
yes.
and then this ends up being blue. So now I need red in this row. Well, it can't go here, it would conflict with blue. So red there. And
And
now
now
I
blue
need...
lights itself.
Right. I think it has to light itself here as well.
Yes.
And then I need...
The yellow that's kind of in the center,
this one.
it needs a red and a green.
Yeah. Oh,
If you
I
go
picked the wrong
down,
colors.
okay. Never mind then. Because I was
Yeah.
going to say that one can't be.
Neither of them could be blue.
Right.
But yeah, I just picked the wrong two. But this one has the yellow on in the first row. Now needs green. You can't put it here, so that's not allowed. You can't put it here because I need blue in this column. And it can't go here in any of these positions because I
Because
already
there's
have
already a
one.
light next to the one. Yeah.
Exactly. So that forces green there. I guess... Oh, because
So
the
now
red,
that. Right.
because it's a 0, it can't be on top of itself. It has to be here.
Right.
Which now this yellow down here has its red component. Now it needs green. This one has its green. Now it needs red.
That
So
should
we've
be
got
all of it, isn't it?
all of what?
The grid.
This area.
Oh, there. Yeah. Duh. Hello.
Um,
All right. Row 3. The
yeah.
X that's just to the right of the. Yeah. Where does that X need to be lit from? Where there's. Because it can't be on either of the ones with the 2 letters, so it has to be there in that screen.
Oh, this has to be one of blue or red.
Right.
So,
It it has to be the red, because if it's the blue, um if it's just put a light there, but without.
if I did that
Okay,
and that,
if you did
then
that,
neither of those could fit.
right, neither of those get lit.
So we
So
get red and
blue
blue,
there.
and we're done.
1801.
Nice. And that one was on Logic Masters Germany. Copy. Paste. This is solution code. The colors of each illuminated cell in row 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So are we saying magenta, blue, magenta, cyan? Magenta, blue, magenta, cyan. Blue, cyan.
Red.
Red, magenta, blue. Hey, did it. Okay. That was actually a lot easier than I thought it was last night. That was a very nice
Right.
puzzle.
When we looked at it last night, I think we were just tired and and it wasn't registering.
Yeah. Because the big thing we missed last night was how these two columns forced the lights for the yellow here, the red and the green,
Mm-hmm.
positionally. And then, well, I don't remember the specifics of how we got more stuff from there, but I guess knowing this forced this one for this yellow. That position forces that position. And then I don't know. There's a lot of things. Oh, and knowing these two forced the light in this group to be here, and then it couldn't be blue, so that had to be red, so that made that a blue, and then you need a red in here. And it couldn't be there, or here, or here. So it ended up being there. Because we already knew that one existed. So that had to be red, which means that blue, which means we needed a red in here, and it couldn't be there, or there, or there, so that was forced. Yeah. I almost want to say that this was an easy puzzle. Because like that was kind of it. It was just simply recognizing what these three did for yellow and then just following the logic from the rest of that. I don't remember. I guess the only other thing that had some heavier logic to it was this one here, and recognizing how if you placed a blue here or a blue here, how that would put two lights next to the one, or
Right.
no lights for blue over here. But I think everything else was just follow the logic and how it limits other things. I could be wrong. I think, yeah, most other people are rating this easy, so that feels appropriate. But yeah, that was a good puzzle. All right. Well, on to well, I guess making sure that you don't have anything else to say about that one.
No.
All right. Then, before my leg falls asleep, let me just put the other one against my desk. All right. So on to some actual Sudoku puzzles. This one I believe is for International Sudoku Day, which I didn't realize was a thing.
Of course, there's International Day for everything.
That is true. And I also just realized that we're still on the adjusted Sudoku tab. So let me switch over to the non. Well, I guess it's still adjusted, but it's not. This is the format I want to use for pretty much every Sudoku puzzle. So this puzzle is International Sudoku Day 9/9/2024 by Grant McLean. Normal Sudoku rules apply. Digits on a thermometer must increase from the bulb end. Digits in cages must not repeat and must sum to the value given. Orthogonally connected cells must not contain consecutive digits. All right. So in here, we've got a cage. It says 13, so that might be something like 5 and 8. This 12, I couldn't make this be a 2, and 4 and 8 is 12. That would not be allowed. Can't have duplicates. And then for this puzzle in particular, I can't put a 3 next to a 4 like this. None of that is allowed. So I think that's a good explanation of the rules. But that last one, no orthogonally connected cells can contain consecutive digits, makes this a 1-4 pair. That doesn't really provide any constraints for the 6 here, but if we add the rest of this, that is, I think 41. 10, 20, 30, 6 and 4 would make another 10 for 40, and I didn't count the 4 in this one yet, so 44. So that is a 1, and then we get a 2-4 pair here for the 6. 14s can't include a 7, so that's a 3-7 pair. And then we have 6-8 and 5-9. You can't put a 5 next to a 4.
Well, the thermo now, just since it can't start with 1, 2's its minimum.
I just realized that this 5 can't be a 1, because that would be a 2 next to a 1, so that's 4-1 here.
Right.
And then 6.
And it can't be 4 in the second of the thermo.
Right. I think conflict checker is off, so turn that on. So that's a 3 and a 2. 8 1, 7, 2, 6. Well, I guess we have to have 5 or 6. That's going to pair with that 5 or 6. So this 21 can't have 5 or 6 in it. 17 and 3 would be 20, so 4 would be the minimum. And I guess we have the options here. So 5 isn't allowed, 6 isn't allowed. Yeah, it has to be 4, 8, 9.
And 8 and 9 can't be next to each other.
Right, so that puts a 4 in the middle to keep them separated. Well, this 13 can't be 6, 7 because they would be consecutive. So 5, 8, and 4, 9 are the possibilities. But I have to have 8 or 9 in the 13.
Well, and you can't have 8 or 9 in box 6.
Right.
The 7 affects what's below it. And it needs 3 and 7.
And you can't put 7 next to 6. So the 3 goes
Right.
over here. And I guess you also can't put 3 next to 4, but let's have the 7 and 6 first. 1, 2, 8, and 9. Can't put an 8 next to the 7 and a 2 next to the 3. One's over here, but it's not going to be next to 2.
Column 3 needs 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. I know that's kind of a lot.
Yeah. Hmm. 11 can't be 5 and 6.
Can't be 3 and 8.
Top's not a 2, so the bottom isn't a 9. Six has to be one of those two.
Well, then 7 has to go on the top.
Right. Oh,
And
it
it can't
has
go
to be in
next.
the middle. Can't be next to 7
Yeah.
or 8. So it's
Well,
1,
then
2, 3, and 6. Can't put a 3 next to the 4 or a 6 next to the 5, which I just realized. So these sum to 6. 4 and 2. Can't put a 5 next to that. And regardless of whether this is 1 or 2, that can't be a 2, so that's 5 and 1.
and the 7 in column 9 has to go in box 9, so that's 4, 7 in the 11 cage.
1, 7, 5, 3. So that's 2 and 6. And I still need a 3 and a 9.
And a 9. A 9 can't go next to 8, so 2 can't go next to 3.
Eight pairs of 6. 4 and 7 I don't think have any conflicts, because you need 3, 5, 6, or 8. These two are 1 and 4.
7? Oh, 4.
Seven's
Yeah, I
here.
didn't see the 7 right there.
My mouse might have been over it.
Oh,
3, which has to be on the bottom because there's a 3, 7 over here. And
6.
6. And 2, 5, and 9.
9
Put a
can't go next
5.
to 8.
One, 8, 9, and 5, I think.
Well, 5 can't go next to 4.
That's true. And then that makes a triple there. So 6, 8, 8, 6. Can't put a 7 next to 6.
That helps resolve the rest of column 3, the 5, 9 pair.
7, 8. So that's a 6 here. And make that an 8 and a 7. 8, 9, and 3. 9, 8, 3. 8, 2. Currently none in conflict. This is what, 4 and 7,
4 and 7.
and 5
5,
and
9.
4, 7. I think has any conflicts with those, but we've got a 4, 7 pair there. 4, 7, 2, 6, 3, and 9. 5 and 8. Can't put a 5 next to a 6. So 1, 8 pair makes that a 5. 1, 1, and 1.
Interesting. I just noticed something.
Uh-huh.
1, 5, 8, 1, 5, 8, 1, 5, 8. 3, 9, and 4, 7. 2, 6, and 4, and 7.
Yeah.
So there it's 2, 6, and either 4, 7. That one can't be 4. It's next to a 5, and it can't be 7 next to 8. And the bottom is 3, 9, and 4 or 7. Can't be 9. Can't be 4 or 7.
7.
4 can't be next to 5.
7, 4. 7, 4. 7, 4.
4 and 7. Yeah. Look at the columns. 1, 4, 7, 3, 6, 8, 2, 5, 9.
I mean, it's probably going to end up 1, 4, 7.
But no, I'm just seeing that in all of the columns.
Yeah. That's pretty common.
Yeah. All right. So row 3 needs 5, 6, and 9.
That's not a 5. That's not a 6. 5, 9 pair places a 6. And then 9 and 5. 1, 9, 8, 1, 2, 9, 5, 9, 2, 3 has to be, and it can't be next to the 2. 4, 5,
5 can't be next to 4.
and 8. Nice.
Yeah, I was nearly done before I noticed the... Now, the roping was vertical across the whole thing, but not horizontally.
Yeah. It wasn't horizontally
In
roped in the center row of
right.
boxes.
But they were across the top 3 and across the bottom 3, but they were different from the top
Yeah.
3 to the bottom 3.
Mm-hmm. Interesting. Well, I guess I actually wanted this search. Advanced search. I want ISD. Well, it doesn't look like it's been posted. Advanced. Not posted. Alright. I just need to close out of that. Control Shift T. We will perform an advanced search on next puzzle once we get there, or rather complete it. Ferris wheel. I don't know why this feels familiar, but maybe it's just another puzzle that we did. Let's try and keep my legs from falling asleep by not resting them against my desk. There. Alright, Ferris wheel by Jabo. Normal Sudoku rules apply. Along thermometers, digits must increase from the bulb end. Digits on between lines must be between the digits in the attached circles. Adjacent digits along the green wheel line must differ by at least 5. Digits along a purple line are a set of consecutive non-repeating digits in any order. Lines go straight where they cross. Digits separated by a white dot must be consecutive. Digits separated by an X must sum to 10. Okay. So apparently this line is separate from this line.
Right.
And they're long enough. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Yeah, they can't. They're not a single Renban line. Were these lockout lines?
Between lines.
Yeah.
Yeah, lockout line between lines, same thing, yeah.
I don't remember if that was the right terminology. Yeah. It's always interesting how you can paint interesting pictures. But this is a German whisper line, and one of the things we know about German whisper lines is that they have to alternate between high digits and low digits, and it would not be possible for a lower digit to be above the high digit on a thermometer. So we know that it has to look like this. I wanted the colors removed because they're not really that necessary. You can't put sixes in a place where its neighbors would be seeing each other. Same with fours. Well, because this renban covers all of the digits except for 2, you can have 1, 2, or 8, 9, or 1, 9 be the 3 possibilities here. Now, obviously, you can't put a 9 in the thermobulb. The same thing is true over here. 1, 2, 8, 9, where it's possible for it to be 1, 9. Now, it can't be 8, 9 because of the 7, 8, 9 thermotips.
The column 5,
Yeah.
there cannot be a 1 on the renban because it has to contain at least a 7 and an 8 because you've got too high there on the...
Right. So we know 1 is over here.
So 1 comes off of the German Whisper and 6 comes off of the next one up.
Right. And actually 7's also removed from here as well.
Right, because 2, 3 is now the minimum.
And so you can't have 8 and 9 be outside. You couldn't do it anyway because those were 7, 8, 9.
Well, you could have 9 on the outside. It can be
Right.
1 and 9. 1 and 9 or 1 and 2.
Mm-hmm. If this was 1, 9, that would be an 8, and 2 and 3 would work just fine.
The center of box 5
Yeah.
is on the renban, but the 2 on either side are consecutive to it.
Yeah.
So they're going to be in the renban up top, aren't they?
I think so. I guess technically maybe this 8, 9 could be there.
Well, if that's...
You ended with an 8 and a 7.
9, 8, 7. Yeah, it would put 9 at the bottom because you couldn't put...
Oh, you can't put 9s on a lockout line or the between line. So those
right.
can't be 9s.
So you can't have 4.
Right, in either of these positions. So that's a 1, and this is a 9, and that's an 8. 4, 5, 7, 6. You can't put
You can't have
5s
5
here.
on the X's.
3, 4, 6. Because X tells us those sum to 10.
Right, and that's a quad. 2, 5, 6, or 2, 5, 8, 9. Right?
I think so.
Right.
Because you've got 1, 3, 4, 6, and 7.
The top of column 5 is now a 7. Because
Right.
8 and 9 are in the column. And that's a 1-2 pair beside it.
Is it because the conflict checker wasn't on?
I guess it just means we need to pay more attention and not rely on that. Okay, well, it runs 8 through 2. The vertical Ren band.
Uh-huh.
2 has to be in box 5 somewhere.
Right. 1, 8, 9, 7. Can't have 2 there.
So
Can't put 2 here because that would put 1 and 3 beside it.
right,
But
well,
1's
and
the
1
problem.
would also be a 2. Yeah.
Mm-hmm. And you can't put a 3
So now
here.
those 2 have to be the 2 on either side of it now have to be in box 2.
Yeah. But this can't be a 3 because on one side it's going to go 2 and then a 1. But that would break up here. So that's
Right.
not going to be a 3. And a 4 is not going to work either because beside it's going to be a 3 and then above that a 2, which is going to break either of those two. So 5, 6 would be 4, 3, and then 6 would be 5, 4, and then the other direction would be 5, 6, 7, or 6, 7, 8. But either 5 is here or it's next to this. So neither of those can be 5. And I think the same is true of 6, because if this is a 6, then those can't be 6, but 5 is going to have a 6 next to it, so neither of those is 6. And 5 has 4 next to it, or 6 has 5 followed by 4. So neither of these could be 4. So there are 2 3 pair, which removes the 3, which removes the 4, which places a 5. No, I messed it up. A 6.
And the 3 comes off of that. That's a 4-5 pair in box 2.
Right. 1 and 9, I think, are left over. But this being 2 or 3 means you can't put 2 or 5.
Right, because there's a 7 or 8.
Yeah.
Row 4, there's a 4-8 pair,
Which
which
takes the
makes a
8,
7-9.
and then the 9 comes off.
So
And
it goes
then
to 3.
and 5 and
5 and
6.
6.
2 here. 3, 8, 9, and 6. There's nothing wrong with these being a pair of 7s and this being 5, 8. What's left over in this row? 7, 8, 1, 9, and 2 are all removed.
Box 9 has a Kropke dot.
Right. 7, 8, 9.
9 goes
Not
to
an
8.
8.
Yeah.
Ah, this 8. Made that work.
Right.
And you can't put an 8 there, so that's a 7, that's an 8. Ooh. This can't be a 7 because of that. These can't be 3 or 4. 1, 2 pair places a 5. One, 2 pair. Well,
9 can be placed in box 4.
can't be there. It's here. That's not a 9 anymore.
Five can be placed. No, it can't. Never mind.
It can't be a 5 either because of the 5, 7 pair. 5, 6, 7, and 9. And this one is not an 8. So where's the 8 in this row? It can't be there, it can't be there, and it's not either of those positions. That's an 8. Which means that one's not. Well, either one of those could be a 6. Because these being a pair of 2s isn't going to break 7. But that doesn't mean that either one needs to be 6. It's just...
Right.
You can't put a 3 next to a 7, because that's the wrong difference.
Right. The same thing in box 8, coming down from the 7.
3.
And box 1, it's now a 7 on the green.
One had to be here, and it obviously can't be in either of those two positions, because that's a
That can't be
thermo
a 6.
and the 1 there.
And it can't be a 6 because it goes to a 3-4.
Right.
Two can be placed in box 3. Column 8 has a 2. Two can be placed in box 1. And box 7.
That seems like
That
it's all
should
the
be all the
2s
2s.
now.
Do we have all the 1s? No, not yet.
We do now, because that 2 took up one of the 2 spaces that
Right.
1 could go, and then the same thing over there.
Where do we stand? Let's start with 9.
In this box?
Well, 9
Or
can be
just 9s
placed
in
in box
general?
1. Yeah. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Box 9 needs a 9.
Above the 8.
That's all the 9s. What about 8s? Yeah. 7s. Looks like there's a lot of 7s missing, so. Well, 7 can be placed in box 3. Um, boxes 7 and 9. The 7s form an X-wing. 7 possibilities form an X-wing.
That takes 7s out of the bottom row.
Right. I mean, we knew it. 7 had to go in the middle there, so.
Yeah. Okay, one of these has to have a 5. And then whatever, like, let's say this was the 5. Then up here, can't be 4, 5, it has to be 7, 8. So, 5 has to be paired with 4 or 6, and I think it has to be 4, because the 4, 5 will be over here, which is going to force 4, 5 to be in the other one. So yeah, so 4 is paired with 5, and 6 paired with 7. So if this was 6 and 7, you'd have 4, 5, and 8. If this was 4, 5, you'd have 7, 8, and 6. So both options are available. Which makes sense because the other of 6 and 8 would be over on this side. And so if it broke on one side, it would break on the other, because it's the same grouping of digits.
Right.
That's the last digit on the thingy.
Right.
Well, the 5 would have the 4 above it, which would pair with the 6. So that's going to have to look like that. The 6's in the 3, 6 pair here pair with the 5, 6 over here to take a 6 out of that one and a 6 out of that one. Four, 5, 6, 7 out of 5. Three, 4, 5, 6. 3, 4, 5, 6. 3, 4, 6, and 8. 3, 4, 5, 6. 3, 4, 5, 6, and 8.
8.
4, 5, 6, 8. Okay. If we imagine that neither of those was a 3, they would be a 4, 5 pair, which would break the 4, 5 pair in the middle. So, wait, no, that's just a 3, 4, 5 triple. So 3, 3, 4, 5 come out.
6, 8 pair places the 3 in box 2.
Four in this column has to be one of those two. So that's another 4, that's another 4. 6, 8 pair. Take 6 and 8 out. Six, 8 pair. That's now 4 or 5. Oh, 5, 6 pair takes out 5 and 6. Takes out 6. 1, 2, 5, 6, and 9. Three, 4 pair takes out 3 and 4. 5, 6 takes out 5 and 6. 3, 4 places a 5, a 6, a 5, 6, 5. 3, 4 pair places a 5, 6, 4, 5, 7, a 3, a 6. 4, 7, 5, 6, 3, 4, 3, 8, 4, 8, 4, 6, 5, 4, 3, 8, 6, 4, 3, 6, 7, 8, 4, 5, 4, 7, 3, and 8. There we go. That was a fun puzzle. Ferris wheel by Jabo. That looks like Ferris wheel by Jabo. Row 1. 5, 9, 3. 7, 1. 4, 8, 6. Followed by row 9. 8, 3, 2. 5, 9, 6. 1, 7, 4. No, I put a 3 on the end. Oh, but it accepted it before the 3. Okay. Would have made me sad. Relatively easy. That wasn't a particularly difficult puzzle. I think most of it was just brain fog.
Yeah, it was pretty straightforward. So,
Yeah. Because, like, the between lines, like, weren't heavily restrictive. Um,
Well, the German Whispers was pretty quick to point out that it was,
yeah,
which were highs and lows, on
yeah.
the thermos.
Why does my phone keep minimizing YouTube? Yeah. I'm gonna go with no. We're not connecting devices. Um. Anyway. I'm trying to decide whether or not I feel it's necessary to stop. Where it would be 40 minutes early, but um,
Is your brain foggy?
yeah, and um, my brain's super foggy, and um, I'm not sure how that's getting a 3-star difficulty rating. Anyway, yeah, brain's super foggy, and uh, also very wiggly, and having a hard time focusing. So I don't know. I think I need to take a break. Um,
Okay.
so yeah, I would tackle this one, but I think we're gonna leave that one for next week. Um, so with that being said, anything else as far as Sudoku goes?
I don't think so.
All right, then we're gonna flip back over here. And I guess I'll remind people to like, comment, subscribe, YouTube engagement, such as ringing the notification bell and sharing the video. And then I will try to play more Horizon Zero Dawn this week and next week, and try and finish that up. There will be more Project Zomboid Thursday and Friday nights after midnight. Other than that, I think I'm just gonna say thank you so much for watching and have a wonderful day.